Hello and welcome to Comics Illustrated. I am your host, Randy Siplon, and this is the first episode of hopefully many future episodes of my new YouTube show where I review and comment on comic book art and comics in general as an art form. And for my first episode, I've decided to do a year-end review sort of episode. And this is going to be my top 5 comic book series of 2020, because we all know 2020 has been such a great year, not just for comics, but for the world in general. And, I just figured the world needs a little bit of lighthearted entertainment, and comics are a great way to escape the harsh reality of the world around us. And maybe I can show off some of my favorites of 2020. Perhaps you haven't read them yourselves, and you can go out and find these books and give them a shot, and hopefully you'll like them. All right, so first off, we have on the under the review camera right now is the honorable mention for the top 5 series of 2020, and this is Hellboy and the BPRD, The Return of Effie Kolb, written by Mike Mignola, drawn by Zach Howard. I think, pencils and inks. All the art chores. Zach Howard, Dave Stewart on colors. Dave Stewart, one of, if not the best colorists working in comics today. So I'll show off. It's a 2-issue series, so right off the bat, it's real easy. You don't have to. It's a mini series, so it's kind of why I didn't put it in the top 5, because it's only 2 issues long. But I figured it's still worth showing off because it's a great series. It was a good read, and get into it here. Just show off a little bit of the artwork without my glare. Hold on, let me adjust this a little bit. Yeah. This is very glossy paper stock. As you can see, there's a lot of glare. And it's just a beautifully drawn Hellboy story. And I'm not really going to get into like the spoilers on the stories. This is more just to show off. There's way too much, a lot of glare. Yeah, just want to show off a little bit of it, but it's a really cool comic. And if I can adjust this, this shows a work in progress here. It's not perfect. So I'm gonna adjust this. Maybe we'll get less. Yeah, there's less glare here. Okay. Yeah, this is a great Hellboy story. So I highly recommend it. And it's only 2 issues. And all right. So, number 1 on the list, well, we're doing it alphabetical. So, this is Adventure Man by Matt Fraction, Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson, and Clayton Cowles on. That's letters. I don't know. Oh, Terry Dodson colored the book. Wow, I didn't even realize that. So, Terry Dodson, big fan of his art. He's definitely a great comic book artist. I don't really need to tell you that. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know his work. There go my pens again. They're always falling. So yeah, this one is a really cool series. The story's really good too, but obviously the artwork is pretty awesome. And this is just a random issue. I think it's only 4 issues. And I was a little upset though that I bought the actual issues, because I saw like a couple weeks ago they came out with an oversized hardcover of the collected edition, and I want to buy that, but I've already bought the single issue, so I'm a little bit kind of hesitant. But I mean, I think I'm going to get it because, first of all, I love oversized books because they show off the art in greater detail, and second of all, I mean, it's Terry Dodson, and I'm sure it's got a bunch of cool back matter. See, even the issues have some cool back matter sketches. That's the kind of stuff artists like. And this channel, or at least Comics Illustrated, my video series about comic art, is basically for artists. If you're not an artist, you can still watch it. Don't worry. I shouldn't say that because it's for everyone, but you got a naked man running around. I don't know what's going on there. I don't even, yeah, I know what's going on. I'm not going to tell you. All right. Next up, we have Firepower. This is the free comic book day version of #1, but another Image comic. So Adventure Man was Image Comics. Firepower is Image Comics, and this is by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney with Matt Wilson on colors. He's one of the best colorists out there also. You'll notice the books in this top 5 are by some of the greatest creators working in comics right now. So this is Firepower. It's a martial arts comic. There was an original graphic novel that preceded this issue, and I recommend getting that too. But I'm just as far as comic book series go, this is hold it up a little. This has been really good. I think they're on like issue 6 right now. It's an ongoing, so. But Chris Samney, obviously, he's a great artist. I'm just paging through this real quick. I don't want to, spoil it too much, but and here's some action. It's definitely martial arts and full of all kinds of good action and storytelling. Chris Samney is one of the best storytellers working in the business today, in my opinion. So yeah, definitely recommend this comic. And that's Firepower by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney. Next on my list is Plunge, and this is from DC Black Label, and it is a Joe Hill Hill House Comics, and it's a horror comic. Joe Hill obviously is known for horror. This one's drawn by Stuart Immonen, Dave Stewart on colors. So far, the top 5 has been filled with Dave Stewart and Matt Wilson on colors, and they are 2 of the best in the business. I'll just show a little of the artwork off for this. This, Stuart Immonen, he is obviously one of my favorite artists of all time, and I'd say especially of the last 10, 15 years, he's kind of developed into a must purchase of any of his art. Any books that come out with his art, I automatically will buy sight unseen. There are a few artists like that, and he is definitely one of them. But yeah, this is a super cool comic. Yeah, there's some really nice. And he, from what I understand, he penciled this traditionally, and then he scanned in the pencils and he inked it digitally. So I didn't really, looking at it now, I can kind of see that a little bit. But I mean, it's hard to really tell, and that's a sign of a good digital ink job when you can't tell that it was done digitally. A lot of glare today on the Comics Illustrated comic book cam. So yeah, okay, that's probably a spoiler for issue 1, but whatever. You don't know what's going on if you haven't read it. Plunge from DC Comics Black Label by Joe Hill, Stuart Immonen, and Dave Stewart. It's got a backup story too, but of sea dogs. that this kind of ran through all of the backup story. I think ran through all of the Hill House comics, but I haven't read any of the other ones. I just got this because I like the artist. All right. Next up, we have Skull Digger and Skeleton Boy. And again, this is just a random issue. This is issue number 5, but I recommend the whole series. This is written by Jeff Lemire and drawn by, this is always a troubling name for me, Tonchi Zonjic. I think that's how you pronounce it. Tonchi Zonjic. We're going to go with that. And this breaks up the Dave Stewart, Matt Wilson coloring jobs, because I think Tonchi colors this himself, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Yeah. So again, this is basically story in this book is kind of like a take like a Batman and Robin archetype, and give their take on it. And there's a lot of cool stuff in here. The art's great, colors are great. Like there's a very flat coloring style, but the color palette, the choices that he makes are amazing, and it's just a really good alternate take on superhero comics, which I always like. It's kind of got the whole superhero sidekick thing going on, kind of taking a look at that and how kind of weird it is, and not as extreme as like Brat Pack, but very good, very well written, very very cool comic. And I think it's only going to be 6 issues. This is issue 5. 6 isn't out yet, but I highly recommend it. And this is from Dark Horse. So far, Dark Horse and Image have been kicking butt on the list of books that I read. And last but not least, in the top 5 is Stealth. Now, this is from Image Comics. Again, Image doing a great job. And this one is written by Mike Costa, Nate Belgard with the art. And this is a creation of Robert Kirkman and Mark Silvestri. They came out with this a while back. I can't remember. There was a series a few years ago. It was kind of like a testing out new characters and stuff. And Stealth finally got his own book, and this is this is the last issue. But it's basically a superhero comic that has a lot of like cool twists and turns to it, and a lot of kind of different takes on archetypes and various superhero tropes, but puts a cool, interesting spin on it. And the artwork's really good. The story is cool, and I highly recommend this series as well. Stealth from Image Comics. So that wraps up the top 5 comic book series of 2020. And before I leave, hopefully, if I can share my screen here, hopefully in 2021, this will make somebody's top 5 list. And it is Kill Reaver, #1 by Randy Siplon. That is me. I am the writer, artist, creator of this book, and it is on Indiegogo as we speak. And it is in demand. You can still pick it up. So here's some of the artwork from it. The main book, Kill Reaver #1 color cover, is only $15. You also get an exclusive Kill Reaver trading card, comes with the book. And I got a new page up. And here's some more artwork from it. And it's basically a sword and sorcery comic, for fans of fantasy, comic books, video games, role-playing games, cartoons, Conan the Barbarian, He-Man, Masters of the Universe, heavy metal magazine, Frank Frazetta, that kind of vibe. And here's the Kill Reaver. He is a savage. I was gonna call it Savage Kill Reaver, but too many things had savage in the title already. I'm just kidding. I wasn't gonna call it that. And the stretch goals. So we got past the first one, which was at 1,500. Every backer will receive a Kill Reaver trading card. That one is unlocked. And then we've got at 2.5K, 8 additional pages of story, increasing the book to 48 pages. As of right now, it's a 40-page full-color comic book. At 5K, every backer will receive a Kill Reaver sticker. At 10K, we will get a Dan Frega variant cover. I doubt we're going to get to 10K because, that's kind of a lofty goal. So, but look at that cover. That's the cover, black and white. There is a line art variant that's going to be very limited, and it is also available for $15. So let's go back up and look at the perks real quick. Scrolling up past all the artwork, we had Drawn Into the Book. That one is already sold out for $300. You can have your likeness being killed by the Kill Reaver in the comic. We've got the original cover art for $300, plus you get the comics with it. Original comic page for $100, plus both comics come with that. We've got an original sketch of Kill Reaver for $75. You get an original, it's like 6x10 sketch that comes with both books, the color cover and the black and white variant. So this one's a good deal because the books are $15 each, but if you buy both books, you will, for $25, you get a little bit of a price break, and you get both covers. And then we have, like I said, the line art cover, color cover, and then this is the featured perk. It's a sketch card commission for $75, and you get both books, both covers, and you get your choice of any character you want as a sketch card commission. And there's 3 out of 10 claims, so that we have 7 left if anyone wants to jump on that. If you're a fan of my artwork, my portrait work, you can have any character you like. Doesn't have to be from Kill Reaver, and I will do a sketch card for you. So that's it, Kill Reaver number 1. And I appreciate everyone watching. Be sure to give this a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I will have a ton of videos upcoming where I'm looking at particular comic book issues that I am a huge fan of by artists that I love, and I want to share with you because I think you will love them too. Because if you love good comic art, then you're going to love what we have in store at Comics Illustrated. Thanks for watching, and have a good 2021, everybody. Happy New Year. Bye.